Hey guys, it's me. This is my channel there. You want to observe any pictures? I got to get more into my pictures. You know, it's a certain amount of heavy concentration and to do when you look at pictures and stuff. And when I kind of set up with poorly with glasses right now, so I'm not into too much kind of concentrating focus. So today, anyways, I had this idea because I was down at the creek there, couldn't get into the mode of doing videotaping down by the rock throwing clan. And so I did a series of pictures. And what we get to do right now is go like that. Come over to those series of pictures. We know there's not enough storage. See, I tell you all the time, I'm playing with storage. And we get to go slideshow. So let's kick back and that would have worked, yeah? Slideshow. What do you mean? You're not gonna do it while I'm doing a video? Is that really what's going on there, guys? Because I know if I go here and I hit this, it doesn't give me an option of a slideshow. So for whatever reason, it's not willing to play that function. So that means I have to be the motor here. And I didn't want to be the motor. I wanted to give my arms a break and stuff. But seeing as I have to be the motor, I'm going to go like this right off the bat. And I'm just going to go over to here. And just, when you come close to that, doesn't look like much. You see that? Doesn't really look like much, but go like this. Wait, I'll go doo-doo. And where it is just above, I think it's there, right beside the red dot is what I was kind of looking at it and it was catching my eye. See that stuff there? There we go, we got the red dot pointer. I just don't want to go too heavily into trying too hard, right? So I'm not going to get too crazy at the looks then, let's put it that way. So what way do I have to, okay, so I stroke that way, so that's cool, kind of blurry. And this will give you guys all a moment of being able to look into things, and maybe you might find my head in the way or not. And I'm going to give you some pointers when things pop out. And something just popped out. We come up here, and you see that thing right there? Me, myself, if I had the time and so on, I would zoom into that, which it happens to be right here, for my curiosity to see how good of a visual I'll get out it, because I'm looking for guys that small, and you should be too. Zoink. And they do stand out. Zoink. They can stand out. They could be in here right now, but my picture is just too poor. It doesn't do much justice, but if you're one of us who are kind of getting some ideas, you might get a little reflection of them in, whoops, where are we down here? Everything. See, I didn't want to put my hand in front of it, and then there we go. So we got some really nice looks over here. Let me see if I can come in and help you out a little bit. Is this 100%? This is part of what you search for, and you'll see the realness of it when time comes, okay? See this? Right there, that thing there could be a glowing eye. See, that's a stick, and behind it could be a second. So two sets of eyes, two sets of eyes, two sets of eyes, two sets of eyes, two sets of eye, see how close that is? Two sets of eye. Over here, right under me there, do look for those two where it's a banded light, where they bring those two eyes together as one sort of thing. Am I 100% with that? I'm kind of teaching you what to look for. I'm kind of teaching you what to look for more than I'm worried about saying I'm 100% correct on that in particular pull-up. Okay, let's continue on with some other views here. Oops. pull myself down into the water. A neat thing to look at will be along the shore, but I think I get in here close enough with some of these pictures now that if anybody thinks they're seeing anything along here, they'll be able to prove it through this series of pictures we're going to flick through. Right here looks like it could be, you see that oddness in it? Speaking of that, isn't this the area where the pipe is supposed to be? Maybe not. So here we go. Little light I put on that one. Couple, I guess I did that just for a little bit of change in flavor. You know, I'm looking for something that will really pop out. Like you look in that top section up there along the top edges and stuff. I look for dark things. So what I've done here is I've done a series of pictures. And we all get to come in and do a still. Now that spot right there is looking kind of interesting. What spot you wondering I meant? I mean this spot right here. So let's do a zoom on that then. And see what could be going on right there. Whoops. I don't know how he bounced over there. So that's kind of interesting looking material right here, I say. And you know, some other people might have the ability that they see more of them to a higher degree. I don't know. And it almost looks like more is popping there, unless in some degree as I'm... Now let's go 2 pictures back where I almost thought I'm seeing something. And you see how these are all looking right there, right? And you see how much I brought this stick into the picture. You do have to bring in the calculations of movement of me. It's the proper way to do it. So we can't turn around and go, okay, I see that one there. But then when it comes over here, it's almost like there's something a little bit different there. They're moving. Perfect. We found them moving. Hey, Jay, how's it going? Yeah, they live. How you doing, brother? So anyways, I'm going to continue on. I'm just doing a bit of a slideshow, and I was given a presentation of kind of ways they fade in. They'll be around here. Guaranteed we're getting them in the photo, so it's about kind of the photo up. So I'm just streaming through them a little bit like this. We find something interesting, I'll stop. I think we get to... So right here on purposely, you know, I stay back here so you can actually go like this and zoom in and look at these trees back in these areas. That thing right there. That is your favorite spot. Yeah. So, and that's part of what the challenge is because you see here too, you almost think you get a set of the finger glasses. You almost think you're getting like maybe something that's pretty darkish headish, you know, and then you get some other stuff in here. And what you do is you work through these sticks that are all in foreground here. And work yourself towards being close as you can get to those things. Actually, I think, well, I can't go in any closer. But even this stuff right there under me there is kind of interesting. Solid, not necessarily solid stuff. Learning and practicing and kind of doing what we're doing here. So let's continue on. Not very good focus. There's another one, and then you go back into that area. Let's go. It was okay. So it was up on, where was it? It was in there. Okay. So I can see pretty good again, right? So there to that tree there. Okay. So so let's just zap here, even though it's not very clear. So this might be that same thing that we've seen there, and that gives you your second look. And then maybe some other things start to pop because you went for that second look, and now you go and you see if you got a third look there. And you know that big tree there is a marker, but I was on a better angle in a way here. So we're back to, and Raggedy Man, how's it going? I don't go there too much on really where they are or what's going on. Right on. Good to hear. You know what I mean with that? Like, it's kind of, that's holy ground. And there's a lot of speculation out there. There's a lot of guesswork. Sorry to say it, but there is. I can't understand how I can claim, because I do claim that I got a niche here, that I got something going on kind of special. Not to say I'm special, but I gave myself the name Tracker in history as my channel grew. I didn't right off name myself Tracker and going, I'm going to go out there and track these things. It was nothing like that. It was almost like an opening, a veiling. I got to unveiling. I got to see the path, go in there, and there's a whole story of how I go about pointing out that, hey, now I'm going to add the name Tracker to my channel. And in part of that, saying those statements, you know, there's some pretty heavy stuff that I got to say here, and it's really hard to say sometimes. Got some connection. I hear what you're saying, yeah. There's some connection happening, you're saying. How is the stream, by the way? Is it doing pretty good? So I just wanted to say that as I continue on with these pictures. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. So go like that. So we were kind of looking for that guy who was sticking his head out there, right? So was it that's? Oh, where's my? Is that what I thought I was pointing out? Is that because I did turn a bit? So another thing I'm thinking is, could it be that? I don't know. Let's continue on. I'm just gonna get my head out of the way. I always hated. That's one difficult thing for me, probably, is I'll never know when I'm putting that in the wrong spot. So that'll be an interesting guy to kind of try to see if we can get him again in these pictures. You know, because this is me still standing in the same spot, kind of doing a close to 180 degree view, I guess, at this point so far, it seems. So there we came back to that corner a bit again. So let's just try that. Whoops, I'm gonna just, yeah. It's kind of interesting whether that thing right there is what I'm pulling in every time, and whether it is a leaf or not. You know, see right in here and stuff. They actually resemble something worthy for me to see life in them. And when I get to that degree, like I just see something kind of shining back here. Looks like it might be leaf, or it could be the top of a head. You see this right here, this guy right here? And then he's got the bug eye syndrome. So that's one of the things that I point out is bug eye. So is that real? I don't know. Look at right there and right there. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. That could end up just being a leaf. Or, because you got a series of pictures here, keep watching for it. Was that I think that was the shine that I picked up on there. So sometimes you'll just pick up, oh, I want to check out that black right there. See, there's a lot more of the picture I haven't gone through. You follow me? And I'm kind of stuck on those little guys. I really want to come into one of those little guys that is, I have some pictures out there, and I haven't gone through them well enough. And I guess just today I was kind of looking for that. So that little sheen or whatever that thing is, this one is still going on there. I don't like it when my camera's on that side, because, well, you know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to do this. Then I don't care about my hand so much. It makes it so I can be a little bit more efficient. So I'm just going to keep going a little bit and maybe watch for something like that bounces a little bit better. And if you happen to see a spot where you're going, hey, stop, like I might just zoom in here a bit for us then, because I know this is hot area back there. So that right, all this is kind of interesting, right? See all that right there? Right there. Let's check right up in here. Hard to say. 'Cause these are like, that's good. That's a little bank hide. So you got the bank side here. You get to actually see, say it's an old stump or something, and it's pretty excavated and empty in here. And they love to hide in there. And I so much speculate because they easily trail through the bank somehow. You know, like I said, I really speculate their movement with underground stuff, but they got to be moving underground in my books. Like back and forth. Go up here and check this dark area right there. Sometimes I like to check and see if you see a quick face, right? And then up here, like I know what I'm trying to cover when I'm doing this. I know that there's this tree over in this realm, this area here that they hide in. And I know they like to be on that, the bank side here. But there's not heavy evergreen on the right side. And that's one thing that you really find is they really enjoy the evergreen type deepness of color. They feel very, okay, here we go, not bad, and the green is good too. Okay, right on the place where I saw the guy moving, bumping up at the, that makes sense. Whoops. It makes sense, that's good. Whoop. So then I think we're kind of back to that spot there, and it's almost like that shadow broke up more. That I kind of almost showed most there a moment ago. Let's go back. Maybe not. Maybe it was the one. So we're going through. Jay, if you came there, you probably would be a lot more in understanding why the creek has changed so much when Emery and stuff will serve you good there. Or even your favorite spots. But now you kind of understand. Like I came here a number of times through the winter, and all of this creek, how it all changed, has nothing to do with the water flow from this winter. Nothing at all to do with the water flow. What percentage could we say there? If it was just left on its own, then probably 5 you could credit. Oh yeah, I found this little spot here. Looked like somebody was eating a meal. So this is just a series of the pictures coming towards it. I tried smelling it and stuff just to kind of, you know, kind of see what was going on, but it really does. Like, they don't do this stuff very often. They really don't. And, you know, when I'm sitting there looking at it and stuff, I'm not seeing a kid had done that or anything. I'm seeing none of the tools of a kid around or anything. And they know I like this spot, so do they do it for a couple of people that look like me? You know, I look an extra moment and other people will look an extra moment, and then most of the people just walk right past. So right there, people could do some zoom in. I don't know what was all back there, but let me just go, whoops, quickly back here. To see some finger glasses and stuff right off the bat. You see a set of finger glasses, whether that's legit or not, I'm not saying that. It's part of what a legitimate look, though. So you see the off on the left there. And then, so this tree here, guys, like, somebody waving to me. This tree here, you know, see the one in the foreground here? Then you see the one in the background, is where they'll feel really comfortable back there. Alrighty? And I think if we had a little bit nicer of a camera, we could be making this stuff out a little bit more easily. Part of the reason why I'm doing this is so you have the advantage to listen to kind of how I do a little bit of my thing. Hopefully you do have this Zoom capability. So we were in that glasses region where I said the finger glasses. Let's see if we see that sharp set that kind of stood out. Not really. Whoop. The way I'm holding things here, I'm giving myself too much of an exercise. That looks kind of interesting, but you know, and that's why we have this group of pictures. Okay, that's right in that area there. Now I remember where, now I remember where we're looking. So I'm going to go like this. This is a little bit different of angles now. Yeah, it's like you're seeing a number of finger glasses. But anyways, so I'm just going to keep going a bit more. Okay, so that was up across the road from the rock clan. So it's the rock clan where the rocks actually came down and hit my car. Dang it, I hate it that I double tap or whatever I'm doing each time. I thought I'd just zoom in here a little bit. So we get to see the base of the tree very well. You see that? So you start to understand your picture well. And going on with the picture. And I guess I gotta make sure I'm giving you the good views, right? And then you can come back in here, check out some stuff. And have a bunch to compare it to if you like. This area here, that beautiful stuff there, eh? Off to the right in this picture is where I got a real, kind of like an E.T. guy, you know, the movie E.T. Come Home or whatever. Something weird like that. Notice probably that one of my favorites is darks, but I hung up in a color if I'm doing a color, but I actually do like the lighter shades and stuff like that too. I don't know if you guys are noticing, but there's awfully a lot of stuff that looks like finger glasses. Well, if I do the double tap with the pen, it does come through and do a quick zoom, so that's cool. I didn't know that. So these pictures here, I'm trying to be sly. Because this is across the creek from where I'm hanging out. And I know they hang out over there and watch across the creek because it's so comfortable for them. And where I sit right here on the log, you see this log, this tree. It's a down tree. And then it's whatever, 80 feet long, something like that. And I'm sitting about the 10-foot mark of it. So I'm right at the base, which you'll notice in a moment. And yeah, with my back to this spot right here, you know, you get certain little bunk noises and stuff, and it's kind of like, you guys are that comfortable where somebody is sneaking up. Whoops, I didn't need to push that. Somebody's sneaking up that close. So my picture's not very good here. So what you hope for is the next one will be the quality. And then what is actually to the left of this in particular area is one of their favorite hangouts. It goes up to a higher plateau, and it's all that lower stuff. It's at a really nice bend in the creek where nobody goes across really. So they feel really comfortable in that area. And it's almost mid of this little ravine valley thing. I'd say it's a little bit mean. So what I'm doing with my eyes, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty good at looking through. Like right at the very top above my head, right there, that's pretty far back there. And it's interesting, and that's what it gets to be, is interesting. Anyways, so doink. I'm gonna go up. Okay, how's this one look? See, it's too bad. My favorite spot is, you see how the log peers downwards? Favorite spot will be exactly that shadow there, where somebody on one of my videos challenged something out of me, and I did find one in, so right here I'm trying some different, I'm acting like I'm right into this leafy thing and stuff. This was actually when I was laying into taking those other pictures. But as I did them here, I would push the focus on this side of the picture on purpose to I'm just going back and forth and stuff and hoping they're gonna, okay, he's not really doing much, and then they throw their head in one of these little cubby holes back in there, and there's one. Hello, Gray, how's it going? Hey, Scott, how's it going out there? Good to know that you could even pop in, brother. Just popping in is great, especially when people are the repeats. Then you kind of feeling like, I just want to check this spot here again. And understand they'll pull, these branches that we have right here, I could pull that over my forehead right now, right? Not just have my head sticking out here going, oh, look at every bear, I'm right here, bear. Or I could go like this and I could just thicken that branch to some extent, especially across my eyes. Because your eyes are going to be the thing that get you killed. When they see your eyes come to their eyes, they can be looking at you. A bear could look at you. And if he's not quite connecting what the back of your head is and stuff, and even your shoulders or whatever, maybe he's seeing all of you up against a tree and so on, and there's all this stuff, and you just happen to be standing still. He could be connecting to a level. But as soon as you turn and he sees an eye, then that's when he makes his decision what's going on. And it's like that with any of the animals, really. Watch them, they're all looking for our face. So what I'm doing here, Scott, is I'm kind of just running through some video or some pictures that I took earlier, just today. For those people who want to kind of look at what I'm looking at and stuff. I wasn't too much into doing a video. So that's the way it is, and so the odd one I zoom in, but you're always welcome to do that. So, we've got some stuff shadowing like it's changing a bit here, right? So this is down off of the end of the tree. You see it where it dips there and stuff? And the camera is more or less really in its... Let's do that and see what we got going on here. Yeah, we'll jump over to here now. So, okay, so this is me facing... Guaranteed they're behind here, you guys. Guaranteed they're in there. I'm just seeing something right there under my bubble, my red pointer there that looks kind of interesting. These almost look like under me there. They almost look like they're cupped hands. You see that? Are they? I don't know, but it sure looks like you might see a thumb and some fingers. And that's part of, a good way of camouflaging your eyes. Ah, no, my tinnitus is wrecked. Oh, look it down in here and stuff, guys. So we're going to be going through these pictures, and you got some nice stuff off in this corner. Almost looks like a set of finger glasses sitting there, but it's back in the darkness, which we might get a better look on. Let's go bounce. See, look at how far back that really was. And that's that spot on the picture. So I don't know, maybe people don't have the time and stuff, but the people who do have the time have some fun. Or not, I don't know. I just want to look over in this corner a bit here. Just get myself by the tree, kind of out of the way of it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So you see that kind of darkness in there and stuff, eh? Like it's such an interesting kind of color of darkness and stuff. So where are we looking right here in the background? As you see all right here and stuff too, it's so like it all belongs together and stuff, almost like it would be hair or moss or something, you know? And then you can look at these sticks and you can wonder, okay, those sticks are coming off the trees. So how off the ground is that moss? Is that stuff on the ground? And there's absolutely no other growth between these higher branches and down there? You know, you start to calculate stuff. Then while you're over here, I would check in those spots that might help out on a confirmation of sorts. So we go back here and then we jump over to the next picture and we go, we see this stump here, we see that tree there, stump and that tree. See how I got kind of, okay, it's that tree. Yeah, I end up only getting the picture to right here. And I don't think we were coming up with something that good there. It looks like there might be a little somethings in there. But let's just go past and see if I come to it again. Here's that awesome stump that's kind of in a center spot where I'm sure they just love being somewhere around here. And it's kind of close, so it'll be the little devils and such that are willing to. See, this could be a clutter of small heads and so on and so forth, or it could be a clutter of just some sticks. Almost thought if that's a real tree or if that's just them with the real tree. Oops. Looking. Yeah. Yeah, crafty. So many. Where are you? So many. Where? Yes, so many where you are. I'm always trying to be fast with my reading, and then I end up screwing up because I'm trying. So look at that. Kind of looks interesting too, eh? So there's always interesting things, and that's the spot right there. It's like somebody's peeking over with a set of the finger glasses, almost in a way. Oops. So this is the area exactly where I'm pointing that crafty guy was hiding. See, and this is a real trippy area now because it's got all these little sprouts. See all those little sprouts on the trees and stuff? Dang it, I hate it when I do that. They can blend their eyes in. Like I was almost getting a little bit suspicious and stuff. You know, it almost looks like we got a heap of it there too, right? See, on a good one like that, and even with this one, because I haven't changed that much. So right here, you got like something's popping more than it was last time. Almost like you could get in a head shape here, two eyes, a ridge, right? You see what I'm saying? Here I could describe it, but I think you see it well enough, an eye kind of sluffy eye looks and all that kind of stuff. But you see more stuff even going on around here, okay? And it's back to that blackish kind of And I mean, look at this. Does this almost look like a chimpanzee head? But that can be fluke. That might not be an ear. That might not be a little ear bump I'm seeing. That might not even be a brow of one. But, I'm kind of going there a little bit. So I'm going to back up a little bit. And where was that spot? I like doing that sometimes where, okay, it was right here, because I go back and I'm challenged to find it again. If I go, oh crap, I totally don't know where it is, well, then you're put back in the spot for finding. So you see where all this stuff is. And it's by this nice tree there. So that's the same tree right here. We've more or less come down. And you can come in there and you can kind of see. So yeah, so once again, I thought something was kind of popping his face there a bit, right? There's exactly the spot there. Right there, thinking he's popping even more. So he's in here. There he is again, and it's kind of looks different, but look at that. Looks like he's just bringing glasses together, right? Say you put your two hands on top of your head, and those are your two index fingers, and your thumbs are just starting to come around or something, and it just happens to be at the moment when the picture gets taken. Yeah, nah, forget it. Nice try, Ian. Because there he is again where it's actually fully inset. If that's what it is. Here he is. Kind of see something there, right? So let's go the other way. I'm going to try one more time down here. So all the way from back here, guys, and those are part of the clues. So look at where that stump is. My camera is kind of up, pointing downwards towards the top of this, yeah, maybe in a way. Now I'm starting to do a sweep downwards in front. So it looks like I come down pretty low here. And we tap in the investigated spot, and there's the two little hook fingers or whatever's going on there. So, and then here's the spot here, and we can see if he's trying to hop over or something still to another spot or something, trying to still, he maybe got another confirmation or something. There might be other things there, but not the guy who was playing that kind of finger game or whatever may or might have not have been going on. And then you got the opportunity maybe here again of, oh, there's something, I see something there. And then you flop through. And then we got this big stump, like I said. Personally, you got to think about what you're discovering when you end up going through a series of pictures. What do you call it when you just picture clip when you just screenshot the picture or whatever, and you got a series of pictures of ones that you found just kind of like what we did there, but maybe you find something that's a lot more visible and a lot more entertaining, and you got them in your phone now and you can go talk to Stan. You see patterns from these guys, so understand patterns. So what you're going to do is you're going to end up finding that, oh, that's an ultimate pattern. And what you can understand is, in some ways, they like to not necessarily get their face in the picture, but they appreciate the attention or something. They're curious about the attention or something. I like to just kind of pull out of the corner or wherever I'm blocking you guys just in case. So here I did a really back zoom. So remember, we had the finger guy over here, right? Is that what that is? I can't zoom anymore. That could be the part of it. Finger glasses maybe maybe this is him first. See, look at it, almost looks like there's another one down here, set of finger glasses, right? And it's not because they're really glasses, guys. Because look at what we're looking through. We're looking through tons of twig glasses. I really believe it's more like that. Yeah, clearly. And they're only... I appreciate your guys' comments, even if I'm not Speedy Gonzalez. Okay, so remember a ways back, we talked about over in this corner, and I love this when you start to do it and you find something that makes you feel good. Look at how bright that is. Is that very fresh finger glasses coming through to the light side, guys? Because that could be a set right there, not below me, but just to the, my side there. And there could be some other set in there or something. Remember, on this side of the tree, we weren't seeing much. I was straight in somewhere here. Not recalling what it was that I had honed in on. Maybe it was a set of finger glasses. But I like that pinkness right there. It really makes me want to see. Oh, wait a second. There's a number of that are doing pinkening. You know what really got me mostly going, guys? Was this right here. This thing is freshly planted. Those are individual sprouts. All of those vines. And yeah, obviously if it wasn't just happening now, because all that's happened is the tree's only fallen down, so it's kind of like, why weren't the vines there before? So somehow the vines came. And yeah, their sprouts are just little seedlings or whatever. So it's part of their farming. Well, that's where I want to go. I want to make sure I have to be specific with you guys. Farming technique. This is a very strong indication of their farming technique. You will get to see more of those pictures. I just want to look right in here. See, so some of these long shots give us advantages. The camera does a little nicer look, like you could go up into there, see some better shadowy, and maybe be able to do a breakout where you can see. I might have gone a little too fast there. Of the forehead or something. Right here, I'm really interested in this spot. I was like, okay, like, are you guys, where's the peekers? Okay, so right here, see that thing? Sure, it can resemble a leaf. There's a real leaf. These are real leaves. Okay, 100%, no doubt. This one right here looks like a leaf from here or something. This one right here, I'm kind of just questioning a little bit, okay? A couple of reasons why. Because, well, yeah, I forgot to point out, we were talking about that bug-eyed one way back there, and I forgot to look into it a little bit more. But anyways, I found bug-eyed. I found them where I really believe there's a bug-eye, where the eye sticks out, almost like it's, like an accordion almost, whatever kind of thing. Oops. I wonder if that's really a rock. Anyways, some people might see like a face here and stuff like that, and it's like, I don't know about where we can constantly just say, oh, another. So with something like that thing, I'm just doing a double check to try to see if it gives me any other indication. So it would be that thing right there. So it's almost leaning much more towards the leaf for me. Yeah, I'll look at it again. So here I was getting a pretty good view of the stump so you guys could understand. See, look at that now. It's almost like, are you peeking your head around the corner or what's going on, brother? You know, is that a little hand? Like, is that finger? Thumb? You know? I can see some, it's like looking at clouds and people go, oh, look at that cloud's a big truck and that one's an elephant. And you might see some other things. Just accept it. Doesn't mean I'm correct. But if you start just going, oh, he's way off or whatever, then you might lose out in a way, because that's what they are. Like, I'm not saying that stuff just so I can say, hey, another one of guys, I got another one. Not to do with that. See, you can get him sometimes like that, right? See, what's he doing? Is he fingering me here? I don't know if anybody's seeing that, like a little middle finger. So yeah, that had to be Ian's own video. I'll swipe us back through it. Or I'll leave home and go to bed. What I'm doing is I'm actually just looking over the edge of this. Because like anything, a kid could be smart enough just to have his head down here peeking because he's playing hide and seek and he's shaking inside because he thinks his friend's about to just catch him. But he can be that smart to hide his face, and that's a kid playing hide and seek. These guys live hide and seek. These guys are mimickers. This spot that I sit here is where, you know, I've showed you guys a number of just tree stuff they play around with right here, you know, kind of right in front of where I sit. They do it everywhere. If you actually learn to really understand what they're doing with the trees, you can pretty much walk through here, and you know, say you walk every 50 feet, you could be honing into a dozen things if you wanted to. That's why I'd really try to encourage people to, if I could zoom in there a little bit more, learn to truly believe that they're part of the forestry of the forest. That's part of it. It's like a good set of finger glasses right there with a big something behind it. I was kind of interested in this because that in that farther away picture I was seeing those. I've seen everything online and still think your videos are at the top. Thank you, sir. Assistant, thank you. That's Gray saying that. Thank you very much. Well, you know what? That's why I say that's why I encourage people, Gray, to learn that they really are 100% the farmers of Earth. They really are. And or involved with them, are part of that group, or hang out together, whatever it's going to be. But once you get there and you can start looking at trees and realize that's them, next thing you know, it's not about bragging or feeling cool because you can see where there's a scuff from them. As you're actually living amongst the farmers, you get to sort of see how they're pruning differently than we choose to prune. Because we humans have chosen to prune in our style that we prune. And in some respects, we will learn a lot of techniques from them. So I want to check out that, okay? So where are we? Right here we go. Okay. Dook. See that right there? A little bit of different positioning. There could be something here too, okay? So we're going to come to that spot again. Was it that one or that one? I think it was this one, eh? Yeah, it was that one. So it's looking kind of, you see my red dots, the pointers, guys. I'm just doing it a different way. It almost looks like we're getting maybe a couple of eye shines right there off a big black bug-eyed. Maybe not. Whoops. Glad I had my thumb on it so I could see which one it was. Trees up in here. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I can find my spots pretty good most of the time, really well. Here again. So there is no doubt some interesting stuff going on in that little conjunction there. Let's look over here on the side where the guys feel a little bit more comfortable, like he's not even looking this way. You almost see like, oh, there's a little puppy dog one. Dad, can we get one? You gotta keep him in the garage. You know, what's this? Is this nothing? Is that the background back there? Is it something floating on the tree? Cloaking is basically, using the materials around us to hide. So once again, the kids out there using the trees and really using them kind of like military would, that is a level of what the cloaking is that they talk about. So to me, it's it's camouflage. To me, all cloaking is camouflage. Let's go with that. I don't necessarily remember to say that all the time. Might be seeing some stuff, little guy right there or something. So, and I'm not saying it's not a real thing, but I really do not understand it very well. I almost think like you see somebody trying to stick his head through in here or something, eh? This is a very comfortable area because that's a ways behind where we're looking right now. Like, look at this. That almost looks like what kind of a monkey thing there, right? Whoops. Where did he go? See that right there? So we almost think we're getting a little bit of eye shine on top, because you get that so much of the time. Like maybe it's the eyelid, I've said recently. Eye maybe, crest of a nose, a head, or nothing. And then once again, maybe a little guy on top of him. Zone back. See, it's so close to the top, it's hard to say anything. It looks like it can be coming from around the tree a little bit. So the skinny neckness, people have even said weaselness and body shape and stuff. I've seen something running where it sure reminded me of kind of like a lizardish kind of weaselly thing in shape, like that, and on its hind legs. And when you really once you start to measure them against the forest and you start to realize, holy cow, yeah, they've been marking this, they've been marking that. Next thing you know, you can get into realizing they are all about the bark design. They're really all about the forest design. But if you went into this tree, like this is a great candidate, this tree. For starters, look at that. No, that branch isn't from it. Okay. I was going to say, look at this thickness of that branch. But this is a pretty good candidate, this tree, because it really, and it's not a very good focus, but I can tell you from right here, they haven't gotten to it heavily on bark design yet. It's the baby bark. And baby bark would continue aging if it was just allowed to do that. But what these guys start doing is they have different patterns, different trees. So my red mark is the tree. There's lots of trees you go out there and you look and you find that there's just this different pattern that is going side to side, out like swipes from, like they're on this horizontal side here, like a birch tree. If a birch tree is beautiful and white, we're really impressed, where there's nothing and the skin looks really untouched and stuff. We oddly can still get birch trees like that. But most of the time we get to see this nick pattern on birch trees. Nick. And there's different advantages about different trees. About a birch tree, why they do it that way, what kind of volume of sap or whatever they get out of that tree, they work it that way, and they'll learn and teach the process of how to do those trees around the world. So with this one here, which is kind of, let's say it's a cedar or something, I don't really know, but on a cedar you get to see a lot of the linear marks on it and stuff. So as this tree that has very little marks on it, the marking that you're going to start to see that stands out the most will be long marks that start to appear on it, is what I'm kind of guessing, because I'm thinking it's in the evergreen system. And Yeah, you would be, this is on your trail walk. You come and you look at it all the time and take pictures and stuff. You'll start to notice that maybe this branch is cut off. You could come up and look harshly at it if you like, or you could secretly look at it and just act like you're just kind of a little bit of an admirer, not getting into it too much. But you might notice that, wow, that branch was actually cut by something sharp. And then you look at the rest of the tree and you're realizing nobody's grooming the rest of the tree or anything like that. Then one time you come and you might notice the top is snapped off, but it's not gone. It's still connected, and it's maybe laying down on like a 45-degree angle. 45-degree-ish angles are very common things going upside down. Not to say everything, all the branches that go upside down are on 45-degree angle. So, and this tree really is in that prime condition right now. You can see how it looks. See how nice and fairly straight she is. Not to say she hasn't been worked. You see all these different tweaks like this sometimes? Lots of times you'll start to understand them, because me talking about the top being broken off, it'll eventually just turn into a little tweak like this. And then once the tree gets to a full volume, big sizes and stuff, they can tweak that right out of it if they want. What's this hiding right back there? I was just curious if that we could pick up on whoever's hiding back there still. And there's this kind of that same tweak I was just talking about, the branch. I mean, that tree. Kind of interesting back in there, eh? Right here. Red dot. I mean, there's lots of kind of interesting, but I like that. When I see that stuff. Could maybe be a set of fingers we're seeing here to some degree and stuff. Because remember, like, cupped hands and hiding behind their hands. Like, what's going on right? Yeah, I'm going to look at that. Like, it's almost like you're getting a set of eyes here, a head, and some stuff here. Like, what is this stuff? Is that little one? And then his arms and stuff. Like, is this a little head laying, and then maybe an arm's going here, and then there's another one laying here, and his arm's going here, and their bodies are flopped over the back of this one? Or, I think in the end that's what we got. And then, wait, that's that, what I thought maybe could be fingers. That looks a lot like that other... Oh, that is that one. Isn't that funny? I forgot about that. By that log, right there, that stump again. See, up in tree stuff, looking suspicious. So yeah, if you want to be able to be a guy who finds the bug-eyeds and so on and so forth, then, we know what to do. Alrighty, near you. Do you camp there? I camp year-round. I camp out of my car. Very dark or blackish near you. Eventually, when my budget gets bigger, I'll have a better camping system. But for now, it is what it is. Interesting stuff right there too, eh? Because you gotta realize this camera really will penetrate only so far too, especially in this long of a reach. And it looks like it's getting to somebody who knows how to hide just in the little bit. There's been people who say in some of the videos and stuff, they swear that they think they've gone on my car. And I don't know if that's just an illusion. Like, you could have one, say, back here playing around, and we could think it's on top of the stump, right? And there's, I'm kind of at that state where it's pretty remarkable stuff. Like, incredibly remarkable. So, You kind of know anything's possible. Well, a lot is possible. See, so look at these number of pictures where he just came back and forth. So you can see here, you can actually legitimately, to some degree, rely on some of those might be the sprouts on the tree. So you look at the rest of the tree and you see, okay, we get to see other reflection of sprouts. Because I was jumping into hoping that these might be eye shines. So they might not be. But these guys are smart enough to know that my camera is taking its picture, and in a certain proximity, they understand probably that their area is a bigger area, and on my camera is a very tiny lens. So just like us with a scope method, that's how they're that accurate with your eye. You look at them, bang, they know. And so what it is it's about us figuring out how far of a distance. Is it 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles? How far of a distance can they be that accurate, right? So that's very well what can be kind of happening here, because you kind of see a little bit of an added feature on something that looks a little bit swollen a bit, right? So you think, okay, well, maybe the camera's not picking up that this stick could shine that far away. And so he's doing a shine here and doing a shine there because he knows that stick is in the area of the camera. Because does he have the ability to look full center at the camera, just completely center, and do a mathematical equation of degrees of how the camera is turned this way? You know, this way as opposed to this way, and on him center-wise this way and center-wise this way. So there's a lot of formats happening to break through to figure out how the accuracy on these guys. But I'll tell you really well, their eye accuracy of just knowing when my eyes cross on their eyes is dead on for long distances. For very long distances. Look for some shiny stuff in there that maybe stands out a little bit better. And go, where was that on that? It was right down by those 2 leaves. Kind of in there. Oh, I get the 2 leaves again. So right under me there somewhere, I thought I was seeing something. Get a pretty good zoom on that part right now, eh? See that big scuff of color up there? Looks like a branch. But is there somebody in the flop of the branch? And then, oh, so I'm using the top of me right there. I'm kind of right there looking at that standout little bit of color right here. I'm hitting it there. And then as I was doing that, then I noticed a couple of things down and around here I want to look at too. Whoops. Which one was it? It wasn't this one, but we get first an angle. See, like this, is that a big leaf and a big leaf and a big leaf that made me think that this was a big leaf or tree? Like, is it like this flop of the tree, you know? And it kind of just looks a little bit different in the color and stuff? Or is there a couple of heads that are stuffed up in behind it? So here he is right here this time. See, so now, you look right here, that could, to me, I'm thinking, okay, sure, it could be just this branch stuff going like that. Very well can be. Or it could be 2 heads, 2 sets of eyes. It could be fingers. Am I right at all? You know, people who have big looks interesting. Did we already look at that spot? So it was over here. In the end, that looks like it's becoming just tree. In there, I think there's some guys that are submerged in there. Where's that other spot? Oh, yeah, right there. I kind of like this spot. I want to look at this spot a little bit more. So you see it there. I'm going to go back. Doink, doink. See it there. So this is when people say they live in trees and stuff. They're in the tree. Where there's so many times where the confusion. Okay, so it's over there. It gives us nothing of a... I'm going to go back a little bit more. Yeah, because it was up there, so we're in a little bit shooting up shot. Okay. So I almost feel, see the distance of stuff there? Like this thing doesn't look like it's any more like a hug trunk with stuff falling in front of it. It almost looks like it's out further. If you feel me. So I'm going to tap that back. So he's way up in the corner. Let's see if we... So where was he there? Oh, okay. I see where we are now. We're by that stump thing. Well, he is... So, oops. Shush, bud. I'm going to first take this one, I think. No. Okay, so that's where that is. It's right behind... I don't want to lose this spot. Okay, so no, I go too down. So, okay, I see that branch. I see that branch. We don't get to see his foot, but I'm going to try for it. Or something there. Yeah, we kind of miss what's going on there. And then this we totally miss. Let me just go here. So here we don't totally miss. So here we get to go... And this was that weirdness we were looking at. And we were kind of zoomed in, and I was thinking, okay, it looks like it's away from the tree a bit. Okay, so he's over in this spot right there. So this is it, that spot. The rest of it might look good. I think, is this one of the sets of finger glasses I might have pointed out? Is that what that's become? A set of finger glasses on the side, turned, This is kind of the spot. It's hilarious. Now you kind of look like that. Is that an eyebrow? The dark eye rows, full row, nose, mouth, tongue sticking out, cheeks and stuff ahead, or is it a little one in front of his face with two eyes, Or is it nothing? Is it just really the tree the whole time? But I tell you, it's... I think we might be able to... No. Oh, that's a different spot, right? Yeah. But I'm sure my followers see a lot of action out here. And I hope you're kind of following a thing of really... the best push we could do, guys, is start to try to teach people that I don't know what to say. They're involved with the farming. Of it all. Alrighty, I am signing off. Sorry I didn't get to any of your questions or too much. This was the area of where that guy is in a video. I did point him out and all that kind of stuff. And if I was going to try to zoom in on him, I would be looking for something about that size. I just happened to see him sticking out. Which this could be a leaf, or it could be another one with his arms up. You know, like, what are those deadly bugs that are big, green? They got those arms like this, and you always see them. They're like so awky, but they can really take out a lot of other bugs and stuff, and lizards. You know, that thing looks very super weird. And we don't know how weird we're going with all that's going on in here, guys. And that's why I don't have a problem looking at everything that I look at. Hope you're with me on that. Like, there's lots of stuff going on. When you become part in the field and stuff, you start to realize that you can pick out the energy of the life somehow or something. Or I just become to a spot where you recognize a lot. Join me, anybody. Right now, anybody in BC, just drive to my area here. Will just send me a messages and we'll drive down. We'll keep the distance. I have no issues with that. I'll keep 100 feet away from me if you want to. But I promise you that you'll want to make a donation to me to help further this cause. Can you afford to and stuff? I'm not saying that I want you to. I'm saying that's where your heart will feel after you meet with me and what you learn that hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours if you buy me dinner. Peace out.